Last time on Lady Blackbird, Natasha Syri of House Blackbird escapes an arranged marriage from her world of Elysium. Together with her bodyguard Naomi Bishop, they hire a smuggler ship to take them to the Remnants, so Syri can be with her former lover, the Pirate King Uriah Flint. The crew of the Owl, Cyrus Vance, Cale Arkham, and Snargle the Goblin, are a colorful group, but accept the job, no questions asked. Unfortunately, they are captured by an Imperial cruiser under the charge of flying a false flag. With teamwork and quick thinking, the quintet escape the cruiser, retrieve the owl, and escape pursuit by diving into the depths. In the relative safety of the depths, Bishop speaks to Vance about his past, and Syri persuades Arkham to help her if she needs it. Their quiet voyage is once again disturbed when they are attacked by a sky squid. The terrifying Leviathan threatens to destroy the ship, but again the five come together and manage to leave the creature in their dust. What dangers await? Will Syri find the Pirate King? Is there a happy ending for the Owl's crew and their unusual passengers? Find out now. So what we're going to do tonight, gang, we're going to kick things off with another little interlude conversation section here. So last week we did one before the Sky Squid showed up there, where Syri and Bishop initiated conversations. And so we're going to start this session off with conversations initiated by our three male characters, Cyrus, Cale, and Snargle. I'm gonna throw the puck to you first, Cyrus. You obviously can't pick yourself. And you can't pick Cale because Bishop picked Cale. So
I pick me.
Yes.
Myself.
It's the only way to have an intelligent talk.
I pick my mirror image.
I picked the mirror in my bedroom so I can just have a talk with myself.
I picked the ship itself.
My mysterious mirror.
I will pick Natasha Syri, the Lady Blackbird herself.
No.
Excellent.
I don't want to talk to the captain.
Yeah, seldom do people actually want to, but it's my boat, so I do what I want.
So this is some interim time after the Sky Squid. You're still an hour and a half away from the next sort of stop, which we will have a scene to explain. But this is post Sky Squid, but before we've hit the next major checkpoint, as it were. So we're still in the depths at this point, but coming sort of out on the other side of it, as it were. Starting to ascend back into regular atmosphere. I was going to say space, but obviously it's not regular space at all. So, okay. So, Natasha Syri, what would Cyrus find you doing, or where would she find you?
Okay, yeah. So Naomi did get hurt.
Injured. Yes, she went outside like a mad person.
I think I would be forcing Naomi to rest while I kind of try to tend to their wounds.
Okay.
So
So
that's
what I'm
probably
going to
where they would find me.
Okay. So let's say for the simplicity of the conversations only to involve, Naomi Bishop is either asleep or otherwise unconscious.
How about this? I would
probably
be looking for like medical supplies.
Okay. Very well. All right. So in that context, initiate away, Thomas.
The only question I have is, how much do we know about the Lady Blackbird's story? Like, obviously, I know we're taking her to the Remnants to meet Uriah Flint. Like, do we know what her relationship with him is, or?
From what I understood, is you know that I'm a noble. You know who I am.
Mm-hmm. And you know where she's going, and probably a little bit of why. You know that she's meeting up with this guy. I'm sure Cyrus can inference the rest, but I think that's all you know.
So I guess I stumble across her looking for medical supplies somewhere on the ship. Who cares? Everything all right with Bishop?
Yeah, I suppose so. Wow.
Right, I mean, obviously she's not all right. She was in the gas, but like we're not critical, are we?
No, that. Funny enough, that's not the most ridiculous thing she's ever done.
You know, I've met a lot of people doing what I do, and normally I would disbelieve what you've just said, but she actually seems
Unhinged?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah.
I was gonna try
See-
and find a nicer word for it, but yeah, she's fucking crazy. In a good
I
way?
I think she would take that as a compliment, actually. So.
Alright, well, I'm glad that she's gonna pull through. Um, our next
Yeah,
stop, we need to get charts to make it out to the remnants. Our next stop is our next stop is Nightport. Have you ever been? Well, a fine noble lady like yourself has probably never been to Nightport, right?
It depends on in what reality you're referring to. If you're talking about the mysteries of the pages on the book, then of course I've been there many times before. But if you're talking about feet on stone with my own two eyes,
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the real Nightport. So,
I've heard stories. I've read stories.
so you probably have some idea. Look, I don't want to be. Obviously, you're my client, so I don't want to offend you. You know, I want to try and make this as pleasurable a trip for you, even though we're heading to the ass end of nowhere. But I gotta say, with all due respect, on this rock, they don't give a shit that you're the Lady Blackbird. They don't care that you're a high noble woman. All they're gonna see is a mark. So,
Quite frankly, if they knew who I really was, I would probably have to kill them.
right, and I don't doubt you could. I'm just saying, keep your head on a swivel, because this is not gonna be. This is probably gonna be a little different from what you're used to.
Hey, is this all the bandages you have? I think while we're there, you might need to pick up some more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rough and tumble sort. I don't really like the bandages. Snoggle's pretty small, so we don't need many for him. Kale, he normally just hides in the shadows, I'll be honest, so he doesn't get hurt very often.
Well, if we're gonna be wanting Naomi with us, I'm gonna need to use all you got.
We'll pick some up in Nightport, definitely. Um, look, none of my business, but what what's your business with Uriah Flint? You don't really strike me as the type to be spending time with the king of the pirates.
Let me ask your question with a question then. How do you value a person?
How do I value a person?
Yeah, how do you judge a person? Do you judge them by their acts? Do you judge them by their words? Do you judge them by the way they walk, the way they look?
I mean, typically by action. You know, I used to be an Imperial soldier. Like, action's kind of my whole, louder than words kind of
Right.
thing.
So then you know the dichotomy between the kind of commoner rebel and the noble faction,
Right. It's,
and that this is astronomically weird, right?
yeah. Which is why, honestly, I'm asking about it. Like, you know, I kind of deal in, like, illegalities all the time. So I try not to ask too many questions, but, like, at a certain point, like, things get a little too, a little too weird. I like to know what I'm in for. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get
Like, do
that.
you
Do
do you
you?
owe him a debt? Like, is he gonna be?
No, no, it's nothing like that. Do you either have somebody right now, or have known somebody that you either miss or you care deeply about, and you just, regardless of what has happened, what fashion or form they are in at this point, you just want to see them again?
Yeah, I mean, but Snargle's just up in the cockpit, so I could just go.
I'm talking somebody, well, a little bit more than Snargle.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You mean more than Snargle? Have you met the guy? I'm okay. I'm look. I'm playing. I'm just playing. I get what
Well,
you're
I know
saying.
you are too complete at that, so...
I get what you're saying.
She gives you a bit of a wink.
Whoa. Let's try and keep this professional, my lady.
Basically,
And I give her a curt little bow when I say that.
she just does the little chuckle back. So if you understand that, then you understand why I'm doing this. Why I need to go to Uriah.
Look, I probably way overstepped my bounds already, but I'm just gonna ask. Feel free to not answer this, but are you running to Uriah so you don't have to marry the other guy, or is this like a for real thing? And at the silence, Cyrus just nods, and he opens the cupboard and goes, "There should be a few more bandages in there," and quickly makes his escape.
Mr. Vance, it's hard to answer because it's a complicated question. The simple answer is yes, but the more complicated answer is I don't know. Hope, I guess, is what I'm looking for, but outside of that, I'm not too sure what I'm looking for.
Well, it's a fucked up system when the place you gotta go to find hope is, well, the edge of it in like a horrible sort of asteroid field. But I also hope that you find what you're looking for when you get there.
Thanks, and I'm counting on your reliability to get me there, Captain.
If there's nothing else I'm good at, I can get things where they gotta go.
I've seen firsthand, so thank you.
Time you get those bandages where they gotta go, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And I slip out.
Snargle's talking to Bishop. Kale will be talking to Snargle. Cool. Okay, Snargle, you're the initiator, so it's you who finds her. Let's say, obviously, at this point, she's conscious, so this conversation happens chronologically after the one between Natasha and Cyrus, then.
All right, so at this point, Naomi
she's recovered
has...
enough that she's awake or whatever.
Right, so she's had some medical treatment at this point. She's bandaged up
Whatever.
her various burns.
So you probably find Naomi Bishop just like pacing somewhere. She's found a hallway to pace, and she's pacing. Bishop stops pacing when you enter the hallway, expecting you to want to pass, and kind of like goes up against one wall because it's narrow.
Snargle is not that thick, but thank you. Snargle takes a couple of steps past, then stops. Why is Bishop walking up and down Snargle's hallway?
Why do you refer to everything in the third person?
Snargle is trying to make it clear who Snargle is talking about.
I'm restless. I don't like being in ships.
Interesting. Why did you come then?
If I thought the Lady Blackbird could swim to the remnants, we might have done that instead.
But I mean, why didn't you come? It's clear why the Lady Blackbird wants to go somewhere. She has reasons. But what are your reasons?
I'm the Lady Blackbird's bodyguard.
Snargle sort of taps one finger against his green chin, clearly unconvinced by this line of reasoning. And he reaches into a deep pocket inside of his leather jacket, pulls out a very fine cigar case, edged and gilded in gold, lifts it up. Does the bishop indulge?
Smoking's bad for you.
Snargle repeats his question.
No, thank you.
Snargle is disappointed. Snargle will assume that Bishop won't mind if Snargle partakes. And Snargle grabs a cigar, closes the lid with a tight snap, and tosses it back inside of his jacket pocket. He lifts a another lighter from another pocket. It also is gilt in gold, and you might start to wonder, where did Snargle come by all of these things? Snargle will never tell. And lights the cigar after cutting off the end with a quick flip of his pocket knife, which suddenly appears in his hand and is gone again.
Why does Snargle... She pauses. I mean, why do you pilot a ship for a ex-Imperial soldier and, loser?
Snargle enjoys getting paid.
Is that all there is to it?
Snargle is a complicated creature. But also, yes.
How well do you get paid for smuggling things?
Snargle shrugs. Snargle thinks that this isn't really what Bishop is interested in. She's looking for insight into her own reasoning. Why did she come? Why is she so dedicated to Lady Blackbird? What is she going to do once the Lady Blackbird finds her lover and maybe no longer needs the Bishop?
He squints at you really hard. Why would... No, I'm not concerned about that. Why would I be?
Snargle gives Bishop a long look and then shrugs. Maybe the Bishop should think about it. And then Snargle walks away.
Bishop, Naomi really quickly bangs the metal behind her with her elbow and, like, dents the wall a tiny little bit. And then she walks the opposite direction.
That's my ship.
As soon as Bishop has rounded the corner, Snargle takes a quick look back. Oh, you will make the Kale sad.
Okay, Kale, you're initiating a conversation with Snargle.
Right.
Snargle, where would you be that Kale might find you?
Let's say that I'm just walking away from this conversation, still puffing away on my cigar. And
Okay.
and I make my way down to the guts of the ship to see whether or not piloting will be needed soon to either take us to our destination and or crash land somewhere convenient.
Okay. So I guess he walks in on a room that you're in, Kale, for whatever, and you decide what you're up to at the moment.
He's
So-
naked.
Yeah, so when Snargle walks into the guts of the ship, Kale is like putting on his like nicest shirt and grabs like the deadest flowers from somewhere and is getting ready to go talk some more to the Lady Blackbird. But as he sees Snargle, he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up? Didn't know you were gonna be down here."
Snargle was just checking to see if all is well. Snargle could lend a hand.
Kale puts aside the dead flowers, like the dead bouquet of flowers. Yeah, that was crazy what happened before. What was going on up there?
Snargle looks towards the ceiling and sort of gives an aggrieved expression, which he can do very well. Another sky squid. This is what, third in the last 4 months? We are heading into the deeps too often.
We need to tell the captain to stop taking on such crazy jobs, man.
The captain lives by risk. I think he would die without it. Mind you, he might die with it. So, there is that.
He's putting my ship under too much strain. I guess it's his ship, but you know, our ship.
Snargle knows what you mean.
I can't complain too much because these ladies are pretty. Whoa. You know what I mean?
Snargle looks at the bouquet that Kale hastily put aside. Looks back at Kale. Snargle's tastes are slightly different, but Snargle gets what you mean.
Okay, yeah. Just don't tell anyone. I guess don't tell the captain.
Snargle doesn't feel like revealing Kale's emotions will be of any value to Snargle. Snargle promises.
Where's our next destination, though?
Snargle's hometown. Snargle is looking forward to meeting old friends.
I've never been there. What's it like?
Snargle remembers mostly running and fighting and betting, gambling, drugs, lots of smoking. There are many places where you can... And Snargle stops for a moment. In any case, I imagine that it'll be an educational experience for the Lady Blackbird, and perhaps for you as well.
As if I don't know anything.
Snargle just gives him a very wide grin. The Kale spends too much time in the ship. It will be good for the Kale to get out.
I don't need to get out. You need to get out. Hey, get out. Go back to your whatever, your pilot seat. Don't whatever, man.
Snargle smiles again and gives him kind of a thumbs up as he walks out the room.
Kale hastily grabs the flowers again and heads the other direction.
Snargle wishes the Kale luck.
And just as they're splitting up, they actually hear over the shipwide intercom the voice of Cyrus Vance. I would appreciate if everyone could join me in the galley. We're not too far from making planetfall, and I just want to have a quick chat with everybody before we touch down. Fucking slam the phone.
Snargle just polished that brasswork.
Alright, quick cinematic wipe to all 5 of us being seated in the galley then.
Alright, I've already had a quick chat with the Lady Blackbird about our next stop. Snargle obviously already knows, so we're going to be making planetfall at Nightport. Just for a quick little jaunt, we got to pick up some coordinates from a contact of mine at a small dive bar called Tortuga. So I just wanted to run it past everyone real quick that for those of you that haven't been on Nightport, just be careful. Make sure your wallet's in like the hottest to get into pockets. Don't accept deals from anyone. Do not make eye contact with any vendors. If someone tells you they have the opportunity of a lifetime, run. That kind of stuff.
Snargle thinks this is good advice.
Thank you, Snargle. You know better than I do.
Snargle thinks that deepest pockets probably won't be sufficient, but best of luck to all.
Right. Make sure anything you really don't want to lose, you keep on the ship.
Captain Cyrus, what is law enforcement like in this place?
Non-existent.
Noted.
Actually, that's not true. There is law enforcement, but honestly, they're like the biggest organized crime gang on the planet. So really, it's even worse than non-existent.
I understand.
Captain, I will keep you safe with my life. I will fucking die for you, man.
Snargle remembers their torture rooms with great fondness.
Well, that might actually play to our advantage here. What's the plan once we get there?
Like I said, we're trying to make this as short of a stop as possible. With the cargo that we're hauling, and I give a wink to the Lady Blackbird, I think it would be best that we didn't tarry, as it were.
This contact of you is dependable?
As far as smuggling contacts go, I would put money on this one.
Well, if there's anything I can do to, speed up the whole process, just let me know.
There's no reason to overextend yourself, lady.
Nah, I understand. You should know about overextending yourself too. As she looks over the patches of wounds that you have all bandaged up.
Naomi just lets her eyes Track to
Right.
something else in the room.
I did want to comment on that. Ms. Bishop, incredible work out there. I do have to ask, please don't jump out of the ship again.
Noted.
We're gonna go straight from the spaceport to the bar. We're gonna go straight to Tortuga, and I just want to stick together in a group. Try not to split off. Watch each other's backs out there.
Snargle suggests staying away from the white powder is almost always cut with arsenic.
Yeah, Snoggle likes that kind of stuff, the little freak. But the rest of you don't touch the white powder. Anyways, and then Cyrus puts his hand in as if everyone's going to put his hand in the middle, and before anyone else can do anything, he puts his hand back and he goes, "Okay, break," and he walks out of the room.
Bishop stands up and turns to Snargle. How long do you think it'll take to touch down on Nightport from here?
Snargle thinks less than an hour.
Very good. My lady, you should maybe think about getting some rest. We probably won't get another chance between now and meeting Uriah Flint.
Understood, but only if you do so as well, Nye.
Fine. Okay, so the rest of the trip to Nightport is pretty smooth. Snargle brings the ship back out of the depths, back into the regular atmosphere, as it were, and you make your way towards Nightport.
Captain, Snargle is negotiating the usual niceties for docking at Nightport. Do we have the bribe prepared?
He basically power walks away and he starts banging on the walls until he finds a little cachet, and he opens it up. He starts counting some bills, and he grabs a bottle of really good whiskey as well. Ties the bills around the neck, and he goes back. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, good. I was just wondering, because otherwise we would have to tie up here, and he points towards a certain part of the Nightport downtown, as it were, and suggests under his breath to the captain, and I don't think we would have a ship to come back to if we had to tie up there.
Negotiations go well there. And the little cinematic scene of the owl touching down in this quote unquote port. So if you've had a chance to read in the file section about Nightport, it mentions that the planet doesn't spin. So it's got a permanent dark side. And I'm using the name Tortuga very intentionally, because if you're not familiar with that, Tortuga was a famous sort of pirate sanctum in Jamaica, I believe. So that's kind of the vibe I want to get all of you thinking about as you imagine this scene of the five of us landing the ship and sort of emerging from it, and there's just sort of a permanent sort of hustle and bustle at all hours and all times. And it's cold, because again, obviously you're on the dark side, it doesn't spin, but not unbearably so, just kind of how you can see your breath a little bit when you breathe out kind of thing. As the group moves forward, you come to, so the dive bar is called Tortuga. This area is not called Tortuga. There's no names. Nobody's bothered to worry about that. Names mean landings, and landings means officers, and officers means trouble. So it's just a place. But the bar you're heading to is called Tortuga. So you see a little sort of very tacky sign overhead of this thing, lit by a single lamp. There's supposed to be other lamps lit, and only one of them is right now, and it probably keeps getting blown out or whatever. And it's just got sort of the classic sort of swinging saloon doors on it, kind of thing. And yeah, so that's where we'll open the scene. So the five of you are standing now in front of the saloon doors, about to head inside.
All right, I turn to the rest of the group. All right, just gonna go in there and take a seat. Follow my lead. I don't know if he's going to want all of us to go into the back room to talk to him or just me. We're going to have to see how he wants to play this.
So Bishop just turns to Lady Blackbird. My lady, stay very close to me. We'll take a seat. We won't move until Captain Cyrus is done what he's done.
I'm counting on you.
Of course. And she kind of looks over to Cyrus to, like, open the doors kind of thing.
Yep. Cyrus pushes his way in.
Okay, and I'm assuming everyone pushes in too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Snargle makes some quick checks around them, bringing up the rear, before also entering in.
Okay.
Does he happen to see, say, a group of, I don't know why it would occur to me, bounty hunters closing in on this fine establishment?
What?
Nathan was just pitching ideas earlier. What are you talking about?
Just for some future campaign, probably.
That was for Star Trek.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what you're talking about. At the moment, you don't see anything like that.
Alrighty
Like
then.
bounty hunters? No.
Nothing like bounty hunters? No.
Just
Totally normal, natural citizens
Dude, why
of
would
a
a
perfectly
bounty-
wonderful
yeah.
place.
Why would a bounty hunter be on Nightport? No one of ill repute ever comes here.
Naturally. Maybe the right answer then is simply to say, yes, you see dozens of bounty hunters, and it raises no suspicion because this is where you'd expect to see them.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
At any moment, at any one time, there's dozens of bounty hunters coming in and out of this establishment. So,
Right.
None of them are looking at us.
I guess that's what I'm asking. Does anybody look like they're paying any attention to us in particular beyond the usual pickpockets and confidence tricksters?
Not that you can see, no.
Fair enough.
So, as soon as you walked past the gate, nobody pays you guys any mind. There's like just cacophony going on, drinks getting spilled over, and bartenders serving things out, and just rambunctious, like obnoxious, like weird music being played on record players and that kind of thing, and and strippers on most of the tables and that kind of thing. So.
Cyrus tries to find an empty table.
Bishop kind of gently grabs your shoulder, Natasha, and just says, Lady Blackbird and I will sit over there, and she just motions to another table somewhere else. You can do your business and signal to us.
All right. And with that, he turns to Kale and Snargle and goes, all right, you boys, this is not shore leave, but you try and have a little bit of fun. Snargle, make sure Kale doesn't get into anything too bad. I gotta go talk to the bartender.
Aye, Captain. The Kale should come with me. This one looks feisty.
I will be on my greatest behavior.
Cyrus walks up to the bartender and says, how you doing tonight?
All right. It'll be better once you slip me some coins and tell me what your poison is, of course.
Cyrus puts a stack of coins on the bar, and he goes, right, I'm looking to get 2 Olympian farmers, neat, and 1 remnant of the remnants. We'll get that stirred, not shaken, please. If you know what I'm saying.
He nods his head. Yeah. We're waiting for you. You're a little late.
Bit of a run-in with the squid. Price of doing business these days.
Mm. He pours you a drink of something that looks like piss, and puts it on the table and slides it towards you. That's for starters, and I'll have to go to the back to get the special stuff, if you understand.
I just raise the glass and down it in front of him.
And she walks out from behind the counter into like a back room. So, in the meantime, Snargle, Kale, tell me what something wacky that you guys do.
Snargle has sat the girl who was on the table down and suggested that she watch Snargle carefully as he tilts his hips in a certain direction. Like, like this. Snargle says, "You're not doing it quite right."
Meanwhile, Kale is like, "Whoa, this drink is good."
Right.
You
Okay.
just
He
grab
just
somebody's
sta-
drink from
staring-
somewhere.
Yeah, he's grabbed a drink that somebody isn't paying attention to, and is like, "Whoa."
Right.
That won't be a
That's
problem.
Okay.
And then he's watching Snargle teach this dancer, and he's like, "Whoa."
All right,
All right.
now you try.
Meanwhile, over at the table where Bishop and Blackbird are sitting, some person has slinked over. They're like in a gray trench coat, and he's just like the slimiest slime ball of all time kind of thing. And he starts rapping on the table with his fingers, sort of gently or something, and then he leans a little bit and says, "Looks like you two ladies could use some action. I got the good stuff, if you know what I mean."
Oh, do you have the highest tier brandy that is ever to be had? I've been looking forward to some of that.
I got something better than brandy, if you know what I mean, little lady.
The wine from the fields of Elysium? Wow, how could you get that?
What are you, a spring chicken? Cretin, leave this table now while you both have both your arms attached.
Oh no, I was just having some fun with you, you little schemy little fellow, you. Oh, look how cute you are in your just ragtag bullshit get up right there. That's amazing. Did you put that together yourself, or did you use your mommy?
Fucking bitches. And he walks away.
Yeah, Siri lets out a little laugh. Well, that was sure fun. I love this place. It's a lot better than in the books.
I agree, there is a certain charm to it. She gives you like a half pencil smile. But let's not get too comfortable. We still have a job to do.
Oh, I know. I was ready to electrocute that guy the instant he stepped within about 6 inches of my face. So,
Well, I would have pulled both of his arms off. So there you go.
oh, that would have been a fun sight. Let me know before you do that next time. I'd love to see you get into action again.
She raises her eyebrow at you. You're still joking, right, my lady?
Oh, come now. We've been stuck in a boat for the past, I don't know, feels like eternity since we've left, but just having a little fun, just palling around, just you and me as always.
Yes. Of course. I wonder how Mr. Flint has gotten along. It's been 8 years since we've seen him last.
That would be that's a very long time. You look at those two. Oh my goodness, they even got a whole conga line going. To like drastically
Yeah,
change
yes.
subjects really quick.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just quick pan to Snargle and Kale leading like
What did you
20
say
people
this was-
around the
What did you
club.
say this was called again?
Snargle says we go around one more time.
You hear the cacophony of stuff. Just Natasha Syri be like, "Shake your butt faster, Kale."
Beep-ba, beep-ba, beep-ba.
Those two are gonna get us killed.
Everybody dies at some point.
Yeah. The doors swing wildly as three guys in like lawn sort of, they're basically in like Matrix coats, but they're leather because this is steampunk. They have their like hands in their belts in such a way that the coats are parted and you can kind of see the tops of like their flintlock pistols sticking out, and they just walk in and blah 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 that continues, and then the doors fly off their hinges with the next swing, and that brings a silence to the room as a woman walks in behind the others. Okay, let's make this quick. She pulls out her pistol and fires it into the air. Cyrus Vance. We're looking for Cyrus Vance. If you're Cyrus Vance, come with us. If you're not, stay the fuck out of our way. We got a Cyrus Vance in the house? Everyone's kind of silent and just looking around.
Kale looks at Cyrus.
Snargle
Keep
quickly sort of like grabs at his arm and pulls him like a half turn away.
Right.
Cyrus who? Snargle has never heard of him.
We weren't asking you goblin shit. We know there's a Cyrus Vance in here. The sooner he comes forward, the less people have to get a bullet in their brain.
Snargle
Perhaps
can
if
think
you
of a few
told us-
people who could use a bullet in their brain.
Perhaps if you told us what he looked like, we could help you.
Well, he looks like a guy who used to be part of the Imperium. Some pretty big monetary value attached to him, and we like him. And if you knew who we were, sweetheart, you wouldn't be talking to me like that.
Cyrus is just
Right.
watching. He's picked up another drink from the bar, and he's not trying to
No.
not make eye contact with the bounty hunters. Like he's definitely watching the commotion, but he's not offering himself forward or anything.
Right. And Bishop slams the table. And if you knew who you were talking to, you would back out of this bar immediately while all your limbs are still attached.
Snargle thinks that might be the bishop's favorite line.
Oh, we got a feisty one here.
Snargle would like to try and shapeshift enough that he wraps himself around her wrist.
Around Bishop's wrist?
No, around the wrist of the person who has got the gun and is pointing it up at the ceiling.
Yes, okay. So we're going to slide into initiative now. Thomas, I'm going to give the puck to Cyrus Vance, as we did last week. You may go first, or you may decide who goes first.
I'm going to defer. We'll let Snargle do what he's doing first.
Okay, Snargle, you have the puck.
All right, like I said, Snargle is going to try and quickly dash across the room to cover the little bit of distance between him and this woman and wrap himself around her wrist, basically.
Okay.
To prevent
Right.
her from shooting Bishop and also to gain a little leverage.
Hey, tell me what you're rolling.
All right, I'm thinking Goblin. Warp shape,
Okay.
What?
glide, agile, quick, teeth and claws.
Ethan Claus. Why glide?
Why glide? Because I am moving quickly across the dance floor.
You were in a conga line.
Okay, that's funny. I'll allow it.
All right.
So 6 plus 1 is 7.
Damn.
Let's do it.
Guys are tough. You're gonna need some good successes here. Okay,
Oh,
that's
very
fine.
Good successes.
All right then.
Damn, that's above the maximum threshold that the rules state. So, wow. Okay, yeah.
All right.
Great.
Then Snargle is suddenly
works perfectly.
beside the woman, his arm lengthening into sort of like a tentacle as he wraps himself around the wrist of the woman and pushes her gun arm into an uncomfortable angle.
Yeah.
Snargle is not goblin shit. Snargle is goblin pilot.
Let go.
Unlikely.
Okay, yeah. So she is effectively, or at least her arms are effectively restrained at this point. So, her other three mooks, as it were, start reaching for their guns. Obviously, a fight is a brewing here, full on here. Snargle, pass the puck.
I'm passing it back to the captain.
Okay, Cyrus.
All right. Seeing that the inherent danger of Naomi just getting shot before anything even starts is gone, Cyrus pulls out his 2 pistols and aims for center mass on one of the 3 other goons.
Okay.
So, warrior, battle hardened, shooting, 2-gun style, and pistol. For
Okay.
5 plus the extra 1, right?
That's right. Yes, sir.
4 successes.
Wow. Oh, wow. Wow, baby, you guys are killing it today. That coin flip. Okay. Yeah. So he takes it in the chest.
And Cyrus yells out, "All right, that's one of yours. Here's the deal. I'm not coming with you, so you can fuck off now, and the other three you can, keep standing, or we can, slug this one out. Your choice."
You're Cyrus then.
No, I just like to shoot random fucking mooks that walk into a bar.
Well, now you fucked with the Hating Hatchets. Your life's forfeit.
You came here to get me. My life was already fucking forfeit as far as you were concerned. You know what? He reloads his fucking revolvers, and he aims them down at them, and he passes the puck to Bishop.
Okay. Bishop? Okay. Bishop leaps from the table, runs at one of the guys who's not been shot in the chest and thus dying, and goes to punch him in the face.
I'm gonna knock your damn head off.
Let's go with Pit Fighter. Brutal. Yeah, I'm not holding anything back. Living Weapon. Fast. Yeah, I'm definitely running. Hard. Yeah, that's kind of her thing. And combat tested, I guess. I mean, like, she's been in combat before. This is definitely a fight.
He knows how to punch things.
Sounds
She knows how to
reasonable to
punch
me.
things. So this isn't, she's not reinventing the wheel or anything.
5.
5. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He's down. He's down. You just hear bones breaking as he makes contact with her, with this guy's head, and the guy
Little
kind
braid
falls
of
to his
brain
ground.
case scattering
Yeah.
around the room. Yeah,
Yeah. So, considering you've seen her rip metal things off their hinges,
not terribly surprising.
the guy's
Rip.
head doesn't survive very well against her fist. I pass the puck to my lady.
This is a pretty crowded place, right?
Yes, definitely. Tons and tons of people.
And this kind of like disturbed the peace type of idea that everybody was having, like minding their own business and everything.
Yeah, so like full on like record scratch, and everyone's kind of like silent. Yeah.
I want to basically instigate a fight between multiple people,
Ah.
while also trying to like play off like, oh my god, did you see what he hit there? Wow. Oh man, did you see what he called your mother?
You're trying to get the whole saloon
I
kind of
want to
punching
get the
each other
whole
kind of thing.
saloon to kind of get into that simultaneous bar fight thing.
Okay, that's pretty fun. I like that. Okay, tell me what you're gonna do.
So I believe this is cunning.
Okay, yeah.
Cunning, deception, misdirection, and
Yep.
disguise.
Disguise. Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Okay, so
4 + 1 is 5. Okay.
3.
3? Okay, cool. That's good. Yeah, so the tension in the bar is already kind of on knife's edge, right? Like, this is a tense scene, so there's lots of people that you managed to find who are riled up enough to just start sort of taking swings at the person next to them or whatever. Like, hey, you owe me $5. Like,
Yeah, so how I kind of want to start it
kinda
is like taking a guy's drink and splashing it in the person behind him, and then like duck out of the way using my athletic.
yeah, and then he
awesomeness
punches the guy behind you, and
then going up to
yeah.
another pair and like the one guy pulling down the other person's pants, and just like running around the room, just trying to get everybody riled up.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, sure. Okay. Yeah. So I would say you got sort of like the saloon brawl scene going on right now. Then
Nice.
lots of bedlam, definitely. And then Kale, you're the last one in the line here.
I think your conga line is gone.
No.
Kind of a conga mosh pit now.
Doing what I do best, which is be super dark and sneaky. I'm gonna sort of weave my way through, sort of taking a semicircle approach to get to the front of the bar behind them.
Okay.
And basically put a gun to the dude's head.
Right. Okay.
Before you pull the trigger, man, that was so sick. Did you see that?
Fucking sick.
What's your intention once the gun is there? Are you gonna are you planning on offing him, or are you planning on being like, get out of here before I blow your brains out?
I'm a thief. I don't kill people, but I'm definitely like, yeah, get out of here or I'll blow his head off.
Okay.
Even though I probably won't. So
Yeah.
I think that the best option would be to take Tricky.
Okay, makes sense to me.
Quick, because I'm
Yeah.
weaving my way quickly through people. Dirty fighting.
Yep, sure.
I'd say also escape because I'm trying to get them to not be able to. Well, he won't be able to escape me. Basically, is what I'm
Right.
getting at.
Yeah, sure. That's
Okay.
fine. I like that.
How
And
many
don't
does that put
forget-
me at?
Don't forget also that we have a dice pool that we're allowed to pull from.
Yes, I think that's why he's asking. So you're at 4 plus 1. So right now that'd be 5 dice.
5 dice. Okay. That's good enough for me.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm going to activate one of my secrets.
Oh, okay.
I activate the secret of leadership.
Yes.
And I yell over to Kale. Oh, come on, Kale. Don't take it easy on this motherfucker. You remember what I've taught you about dealing with bounty hunters scum. Tell him what you're really gonna do, and you get to re-roll that.
Yes.
Oh. Fuck, that's a really good line. Fuck, that's sick. Fuck. All right, I'm re-rolling.
Bang,
Whoa!
bang, boom!
Captain's encouragement. That's all you
Holy
needed.
crap.
You're
5
The
out
love
of
of your-
5.
the love of your life told you you were awesome, so you got 5 successes this time. Bing,
For
bang,
you,
boom.
Captain, I'll do anything.
Yeah, that's right.
With your encouragement, I'm able to fly, man.
Yeah.
I'm fucking soaring, Captain.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was a great timely use of that ability, Thomas.
Oh,
And there you go, and that was a beautiful roll, Christian. So 5 successes. This guy is doomed. Even if you are bluffing Kale and you weren't gonna kill him, he has no idea. He's stricken with fear in his eyes. He's like, I did not sign up for this, and he bolts out of the bar.
does he run
It
away
just-
screaming,
He just runs away screaming. Yeah.
crying?
So I'll stop his screaming. So
And after he runs away, I like watch him be gone and
Mhm.
abscond.
big
And then I remember where I am and point the gun to the woman.
right.
You now.
Well-
And that's the end of my turn.
Right, yes, it is. Okay, so top of round 2, Cyrus, you have the puck. You can go first or decide who goes first. Remember, Snargle is still wrapped around her arms, as it were. The other 3 guys, for one reason or another, are no longer a threat.
I walk over to her, and I'm
Yes.
just going to try and intimidate her at this
Okay.
point.
Okay.
So I'm going to say to her, all right, now we got, 5-1. And, I mean, 2 of you guys are dead. 1 of you punk bitches ran away. All right, I'm pretty sure I already know, but here's what we're going to do. And I pull out my sword and I put it up like under her chin. And I go, you're going to fucking tell me who told you we were here. And I am going to use Survivor.
Right.
I'm going to use Intimidate.
Yep.
I'm going to use Creepy Stare.
Creepy stare. I love that.
Tough. I don't know. I'm trying to like intimidate her. I think tough
of
is
course. Yeah,
for
that's
that. And I'll add one of my dice from the pool as well.
fine. Okay, so 4
For a
plus
total
1
of
is 5 and
6 after
Yeah.
my bonus. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. 66. Go ahead.
No, that's
3
6.
successes.
3. Okay. The hanging hatchets have marked you for death, Cyrus Vance. Just because you beat me doesn't mean you're safe. We'll hunt you until you're dead, or all of us are.
That's okay. I'll just fucking put your names on the list. Who told you I was here?
I ain't telling you shit. You might have beaten me, but you'll never stop being hunted.
And Cyrus resheaths his sword and he turns to Naomi and he just goes, you know what? Fucking knock this bitch's head off. And I pass the puck to Naomi.
Of course. I'm going to make the same rationalization I did last time. Granting me 7 dice 6s.
2,
Only 3.
Ow. Snargle still incapacitated her, so it's not like she can defend herself. Naomi swings. Naomi, like, backhand slaps her And she, like, twists around and falls to the ground.
Snargle quickly disentangles himself from the quickly cooling corpse and does a quick rifle through whatever pockets she might have to see what kind of identification she was carrying.
And you don't find anything like that.
Snargle thinks this is typical. Clearly mercenary scum.
Meanwhile, the rest of the bar is in an upheaval.
Snargle apologizes for the lack of party attitude.
And, and the bar, some people continue fighting, others go back to zany action, but yeah, the bounty hunters are quickly forgotten.
Rip.
as people who enter the bar kind of just step over their bodies like they're used to that kind of thing. So
Some of the patrons that were brawling, I tried to like lay a hand on each of them and like turn them towards the strippers.
Right.
Be like, there's more important things to pay attention to.
Right. Bishop's first action as soon as the fight is over is to run back over to you and make sure you're okay.
Hey, Nye, I haven't seen you punch a head off in so long. That was well done.
Thank you, my lady. It was necessary. They threatened our lives and yours.
I would have done the same if I were you. She kind of gives you like one of those like little friendly shoulder nudges.
Cyrus walks over to Kale and Snargle. All right, listen. I think my contact here might have had something to do with this. We touched down immediately and came here, so I don't think they could, unless they were on our trail in space. I don't see how they could have figured this one out unless we got ratted out by the barman. So we're about to head into the back. Just be ready for a scuffle.
Syri and Naomi would probably be approaching at this point.
Yes, definitely.
And
we're gonna kill them with our bare hands.
Any well, that's
of yours is an enemy of everyone.
I put my hand on Kale's shoulder. Look, bare hands. That's Bishop's thing. Maybe you might want to stick to the gun. Or have you ever? We've been together for a while. Have you ever even actually killed someone? You know what?
No, but I'm always open to it.
No, don't do that. You just keep doing what you've been doing.
Oh my gentlemen,
yes,
what are we?
It's not as fun as it sounds.
No, it's not.
What are we doing now?
All right, now we're gonna go into the back and see if the rat fuck actually has our star plans here, or if we're gonna have to start ventilating more people. Because I'm pretty sure that he tipped them off, and that would be a very uncharitable thing to do to an old friend. So let's go see if he has something to say about it.
Well, this is definitely turning out to be a very fun adventure, I would say.
Snargle suggests you take notes.
And Cyrus leads everyone to the door to the back room, grabs a bottle off the shelf next to the door, and he turns around to Kale and goes, "All right, Kale. These guys are a little slippery. They probably have contingency plans if we actually manage to make it through the bounty hunters. So I'm going to let you go first, and you start looking make sure they didn't set up anything untowards."
Fuck yeah, yes.
And by that I mean
absolutely.
And by that I mean traps.
Oh, also yes. Yeah, you got it. And I immediately sneak right in.
Right.
I'm not even thinking, I'm just trying to sneak.
Also, correction, my character would refer to Snargle as Mr. Snargle.
Right, yes. Yes, as you did last week.
The only person who gives him any respect.
Well, he's a short little goblin. He's a fascinating creature.
Yeah. So, okay, Kale, what are you rolling?
I think we're gonna go burglar on this with the quiet sneak, hide.
Quiet sneak, hide.
Perceptive, traps. Locks.
Okay, I'll allow everything except locks. Go ahead.
Right. How about dexterous as well?
Sure. 7 + 1 is 8.
That's why we send Kale first.
Bing, bang, boom, baby.
I'm a fucking shadow.
Yeah.
You weren't until you started talking.
And then the
Fucks
ambush
can't
is
even
sprung.
see me. These fucking idiots. They can't
Hmm.
even fucking see me, you dumbasses. I'm right in front of you.
Hmm.
You can't even see me.
You're the wind itself, Kale Arkham. You get into the back, you scope out the perfect route that the rest could follow and not be detected. And if there was any kind of pathetic traps against a master sneak like you, then they are now useless. The way is clear, and you encounter the dude, the guy who the bartender just like sitting in like a little like private office at the back, just like making love to a bottle of rum kind of thing.
Bar is like packed busy and he's just back here.
Yeah.
Is he who I'm looking for?
He was Cyrus Vance's quote unquote contact who was supposed to be getting him the directions to the remnants to find Uriah.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
Awesome. I make my way back towards the door I came from. I sort of motion at everybody like tactically, like with the hand motions, like come this way. That's
All right, I follow him.
Yeah.
I go that way.
I try to make the most stealthy high heel clicks on the floor
Yes.
possible.
Yes, you're at the door. How do you approach?
I get a pistol in hand,
Yep.
and I open the door with my other hand. And I am leveling the pistol at the guy to make sure he doesn't turn on me as the door opens.
Holy crap! Wait! I'm not armed.
Yeah.
What?
That's what okay, this is fucking Nightport. I know you got a gun in here somewhere. So
Well, yeah,
why don't
of course.
you take
But,
that
I
out
mean,
slowly and put it on the desk where I can see it. Slowly.
And he drops the pistol onto the table. Thunk, thunk. Because it's a huge flintlock thing.
I pick up the pistol and I pass it to whoever's in the door.
Okay.
Okay, look
take
here.
it.
That was you. Why the fuck, man? Like, yeah, I get it. The bounty, it's good money. I thought you and I, we do business. We've been doing business. So what the fuck was that?
Business has been slow from your end, Vance. They were offering me 45%.
Dude, I'm fucking paying you for the star charts. You have the star charts, right?
Yeah, I have the star charts.
Right, so here's the deal. I'm going to pay you 50% of what I offered you. And I'm not going to kill you.
Yeah, that seems awfully kind of you.
And if you're lucky, maybe someday we'll do business again. But I'll be honest, when it comes to me, business is going to keep being slow because that was some uncharitably done, my friend. Remember I got you that? You remember that time I got you that Olympian saffron? You know how hard it is to fucking get Olympian saffron?
I know. I gave that to my girlfriend. I remember.
Yeah. And now this. The hanging hatchets, really? Okay, the worst part is, it was the hanging hatchets. You couldn't have even picked a better outfit?
They were the only ones willing to fly out here at short notice.
All right.
Huh?
Look, I pull out my wad of cash, and I like eye it out, and I put about half on the desk. And I go, all right, just give me the fucking charts. We're going to leave.
Hmm.
Next time I come through the system, I'll call on you. Don't do it again.
Yeah, of course. No more ratting out, cherished friends for me.
All right, don't lay it on too thick, buddy. Just give me the fucking charts.
Yeah, okay. Bitch girlfriend left me anyways. He hands you the right chart. And like slumps back in his chair.
Snargle can't imagine why she would have done so, a loyal fellow like you.
I hand the chart to Snargle and I go, just double check that looks all good.
Snargle takes a look over it, looks back at the fellow there. Snargle is tempted to say it's nonsense, just to see what Vance would do. But it looks good, Captain.
All right, good. And I back up and I close the door behind me. And I just keep walking backwards until we get back to like a hallway that's around a corner. All right, everybody, let's get the fuck off this rock. Come on.
Captain, can I just say? That was fucking sick.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Hey,
Oh, Kale, I knew you were going to say that.
hey, Kale, that thing you did where you snuck back here and found him, that's pretty sick. Good sneaking, bud.
Holy shit.
Good sneaking.
Oh,
All right,
Yeah,
seriously though.
that was really sick. Did I do it right now?
Lady Blackbird, please do not adopt commoner language.
Oh, but it's so fascinating the way they abbreviate everything and use less language for all their words.
Cyrus lets out a deep belly laugh. Just trust me, Kale is anything but common.
This is the greatest honor you've ever given me. Is calling me that. Holy shit.
And that was the squeak of the front saloon door.
Yes. It's already gone. All right, and we are too. Scene wipe. So, cinematic transition into the owl once again airborne. As it flies by, and we are now sailing through the remnants. And the remnants, if you've had a chance to look at the files, basically are like a glorified sort of asteroid field.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just it describes it in the book here as a swirling maelstrom of spinning world shards. The whole idea was it was a planet or multiple planets, and they were destroyed at some point. So it's like the remnants of. That's why it's called the remnants, right? It's the pieces and break-offs of various large asteroids and other planets that were destroyed long ago, kind of thing. And because of the nature of the system and the way that the remnants continue to swirl and change, the area is very, very hard to navigate. And it's pretty much impossible without extremely up-to-date maps. Because of the maelstrom effect, specific locations shift a little bit every so often. So without constant updates to the charts, a place will no longer be in that place, given a couple of weeks or a month or a year or whatever. So
Now, I'm assuming with the maelstrom, there's potentially also like the eye of the storm where it's fully calm and stays.
yeah, definitely. But that's not where we're going.
Okay.
The chart points to basically what amounts to a really large asteroid, large enough to have a sort of quasi atmosphere of its own, a weak one. Low gravity but decently breathable kind of setting. Maybe breathable with some kind of oxygen mask or something like that. And in the guest bunk area, Bishop is just sort of just standing or wandering around or whatever with Lady Blackbird, and she just turns to her and says, "Well, my lady, we're almost there. Are you ready?"
I can't believe it. 8 years, 4 months, and well, soon to be 7 days. But well, who's been counting? Certainly not me.
My lady, can I ask you something?
Yeah, of course.
Is your intention to send me back to Elysium?
What? Why would you say that?
You will probably not need a bodyguard once you are the wife of the Pirate King.
Okay. I guess I could see that train of thought. But nah, you're not just a bodyguard, right?
And she just looks at you.
You're my friend. You're my companion. You're practically my everything right now, Nye.
Okay.
Where I go, I want you there.
Where you go, I will follow, my lady.
All right. Well, with that, let's just I don't know, get our best stuff together. We gotta look nice and prim and proper and all that,
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Be befitting the queen of the pirates.
Yes, of course. And she gets up and starts to get stuff laid out, I suppose.
Yeah.
Iris, you're heading to the cockpit to get an update from Snargle on how close we are.
All right. I give two
We're probably minutes away, Snargle.
like fist knocks on the door, and I open it up. Hey, Snuggle, how's it going in here?
Hello, Captain. Snargle is tired. Going through all of this asteroid debris is tiresome. But we are nearly there.
Well, that's good to hear. Tell you what, Snuggle, this has been an interesting job to say the least. So, barring an offer we can't refuse from the Pirate King, we'll take a bit of a little vacation after this one, okay? So, just stick to it, and we'll deal with that fatigue later.
Snargle agrees.
Just keep me appraised if anything changes with the whole situation here.
The owl rocks violently from side to side, so much so that anyone currently standing is sort of falls over into a wall or a structure nearby or something to grab onto.
Damn. Snargle shouldn't have removed his hand from the control panel.
Fuck! I bashed my nose off the door frame. Jesus Christ. All right, what was that, Snuggle?
The owl shakes violently again.
The owl has not hit any asteroids. Something has come for the owl.
There's a sound of the loudest sort of like shot or blast that you've ever heard. There's followed by the sound of like sizzling bacon, and maybe the smell of it too. No, it's not bacon. It's sizzling metal.
Oh.
Something has blasted a hole through the owl, and the owl is going down.
Snargle looks up from his control board just long enough to look at the captain. Snargle reports the owl is going down. Snargle will try to attend to this, but suggests evacuation. And then Snargle immediately turns his face back towards the control panel and starts manipulating it like mad, trying to get every last little bit of altitude we can hold on to.
All right. Cyrus rushes to the phone. I open the shipwide channel. I go, all right, I don't know what got us, but we've been hit, and we've been hit bad. We're going down, but it looks like we're still on course. Just brace for impact, because this is probably going to get fucking bumpy.
Hail Arkham, how do you respond to the news that the owl has been severely damaged?
You would think that he would be screaming "No" from in his quarters in the engine room. Instead, he is just screaming. Just,
Right.
Wow.
Okay. Snargle and Kale, if you decide your character comes to his senses, I would like a combined role here, representing you trying to bring the owl in as softly as possible.
Cyrus runs to the gunner's seat and straps himself in.
Right.
His crash seat, essentially.
Would my character have time to make it to the bridge?
You'd have to bob and weave the whole way.
Okay.
Because the ship is like falling, right? And there's now a huge gash.
Literally
In the middle of the
shuddering
ship.
itself apart.
So
would you
the
like
ship
me
is
to roll for
depressurizing. Do I want you to roll for it?
To roll
just
to make
roll.
it to the bridge,
Yes,
as opposed to
I
slide
do.
out a hole in the side.
I do have athletic and run.
It's true. Sure. Yes, please.
Okay, so that would be 3. I'm going to use 2 from my dice pool to make
Okay.
it 5.
Okay. Go for it. Wow. Okay. Not with 5 successes, she's not.
No.
Yeah, you make it to the cockpit / helm area gracefully and with no issues whatsoever.
As she runs past the gunner's sort of like offset in the hull, because you have to pass that to get to the cockpit,
Yeah.
Cyrus goes, wait, what the... He unstraps himself and starts running after her. What the fuck are you doing? Brace for impact, you crazy bird.
What do you think I'm doing, Captain? I'm going to help. For crying out loud, I don't want to die. Come all this way for what? Just to land on some godforsaken asteroid?
All right, whatever.
No.
I snap my fingers and I just point forward to the cockpit. Go if you're going. Fuck.
Snargle hears the door open behind him, but can't spare a glance from the control panel to figure out who it is. Instead, he sniffs the air. Smells like Blackbird. Snargle is busy right now.
Mr. Snargle, shut up and let me work. Do your stuff, all right?
Snargle is doing his stuff.
Okay, well then everyone who believes they can contribute to helping the ship land more softly can tell me how they do so.
Do we know which part of the ship was hit?
Yeah, there's a huge, like, fiery Syri beam went straight through one of the thrusters. Well, we'll start with you, Snargle, and then I'll ask anyone else who wants to contribute.
Snargle is
We'll
going
together.
to use pilot, daring, steady, maneuvering, evasion. Although we're not trying to not hit this rock, but we're trying not to hit anything on the way down.
Yeah.
Tricky
Yeah, for sure.
flying, and I think atmospherics.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
also going to throw my entire dice pool behind it.
Ooh,
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Right.
that's 7. Holy shit. How many dice does that give you?
3,
What is that
4,
that 14?
5, 6, 7. Yeah, 14.
14.
Jesus, okay.
I know why you're doing that. Makes sense. 8 successes. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, actually, because it caps at 5, you actually went back around and you only
Go
have
back in.
3 successes.
I have 3 successes. Okay.
Sorry.
Are you that? You obviously succeed. Are you activating?
Do I actually succeed?
Yeah,
I-
you don't even need any assistance.
All right.
You got enough successes without me needing to roll anything.
Then yes, I will activate my secret of the lucky break.
Secret lucky break. Yep. So that allows you to retain all of your dice pool once per session.
Jesus.
So you don't lose any dice from your personal pool.
Well
Right.
played.
Snargle holds out his right hand,
Pure luck.
thumb up to Lady Blackbird. Whatever it is you are good for, now's a good time.
Those who wanted to assist, I still want to know what you did for flavor, but
Okay.
mechanically speaking, we've hit
Right.
the threshold. So
I wasn't going to assist. I was just going to strap in because I trusted he had it. But since since I made it back to the cockpit instead of my crash seat, I just start grabbing like the nav charts and pulling like. There are a few levers that he can't reach comfortably from there when he's strapped down. So I'm just like pulling extraneous levers and moving the nav
Right.
charts as he needs them, basically.
Okay. What about Kale?
yeah, what about Kale?
Basically twisting knobs,
Yeah.
loosening and tightening different bolts, everything he can do to make whatever squealing
Yes.
machinery stop squealing and keep being machinery.
Okay, excellent. Bishop is concerned for Lady Blackbird, but knows she's not going to be helpful in a mechanical situation, so she just braces against something and waits for it out.
Okay, with both the captain and Snargle there, just quickly before my character decides to do what she's doing. Captain, you have to swear to me that what you're about to see, you don't say a single word outside of this cockpit. And
Right, I won't
with-
say a single word outside of the owl. I'm not limited to the cockpit.
All right, and with that, even before she's finished saying anything, she starts levitating off of the ground. You see this. You probably feel like this wind passing around her and kind of swirling around her arms and her legs and her whole body. And she's basically wanting to kind of like slow the descent.
You make a sort of a magical cushion around it. So, Kale, again, your connection to magic also makes your kind of like your hair stand on end.
Mhm.
Like you get a tingle down your spine when she casts. And zooming back out on the outside of the owl falls and enters the thin atmosphere of the asteroid and sort of crashes through like sort of like a hollow tunnel. And slides to a halt, basically inside a cave, like a large cavernous tunnel.
Mhm.
The ship is in this cavern, but all 5 of you make it out unscathed.
Captain gets on the horn. All right. Any Kale, Bishop, I'm assuming you're both okay. That crash wasn't too bad. If everyone could come up to the bridge, we'll figure it out from there. I put the phone down.
Okay.
And I turn back to Snargle and I go, "Did you see what hit us?"
Snargle did not see. However, Snargle lost complete altitude control on left side. Something took out one of our engines.
And as you say that, Kale rushes into the room and says, "Something took out one of the engines."
Which one? The one on the left side, right?
Yeah, the left one.
And does Bishop join us?
Yep, Bishop joins this moment later.
The left
Yeah.
side.
After that, you probably see.
It took something took out one of our engines.
You see.
I just looked out a window. Someone took out one of our engines.
But yeah, after that big show, you'd probably see Syri just kind of on the ground, like one knee down, type of
Right.
idea.
My lady, what have you done?
Yeah, I offer her a hand to help her up.
Thank you, Captain. No, it
Nope.
was necessary.
Snargle is impressed. Lady Blackbird's hair is not even mussed.
No, thank you. That could have been a lot worse than it was. We appreciate the help.
Now, Captain, you have to understand that even among the nobles, magic is a rarity, and that if people discovered what I do, I'm well known enough that they could pinpoint who I am.
Magic? What magic? I didn't see any magic. We were crashing.
Snargle was also too busy to note any details.
Right. Although I think you'll be okay. I've almost felt another presence on board here. Only once, but
Kale looks deeply at the lady.
Right.
His eyebrows completely raised, high up, way high up.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't say anything.
Right.
Kale, you? No.
It's, just a little. I don't know. Just happens, right?
Yeah, I guess it sort of does happen. I didn't have a choice. Nobody has a choice, right?
It's in your blood, I guess. I don't really know.
Yes. Snargle's parents also had much to do with Snargle's disposition. Shall we move on?
Yes. We should.
You know what, Mr. Snargle? You need to really zip it sometimes, you know? You seem to input Snargle here and Snargle that every so often, especially when two magicians are meeting each other.
Snargle is tired of this conversation now, and Snargle moves on.
Captain, how do you... Never mind. Now, grab our things.
Of course, my lady. And she disappears to grab your things.
All right, I gotta go check on something. And before I leave the room, I pat Snargle on the shoulder. I go, "That was some... I don't know what you did on that rock before we picked you up, but you were born to be a pilot. That was impressive."
Thank you, Captain. That means a lot to Snargle.
And Cyrus goes to inspect the hull breach.
Right.
But before the captain heads out, Snargle grips his wrist and pulls him aside for a bit. Snargle suggests a watch on the Lady Blackbird and Kale. Unless you would be on the wrong side of the Pirate King.
All right, noted. Kale, we gotta go check out that hull breach. Come with me.
Okay.
Okay, gentlemen. Investigating the whole breach, you can see so it's like a bullet went through the metal. You can see the entrance, you can see the exit. The holes are large, sort of like palm sized, like hand palm sized.
Mm-hmm.
And the edges are seared, like someone took a blowtorch to it.
Right. Do I know what kind of ordnance would do this damage?
If you're not sure, there's some Imperial cruisers with high enough caliber stuff that could do holes this big, but nothing that would sear the sides like that.
What do you think it is, Cap?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. It looks almost like an Imperial round that got superheated before they shot it off, but he's kind of like looking around it and checking like all the edges and everything. You know, Kale, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen something quite like this. And that's actually kind of terrifying because I used to fucking work for the death dealers, so you know, like I've seen a lot. This is new to me. Oh, hey, look. I know this revelation about the Lady Blackbird and the magic and stuff. It's all very good. And I know that I kind of like punch him in the shoulder a little bit. I was like, I know she's a bit of a knockout. I know you got a bit of a thing for her, but you got to be careful when we're here in the remnants. You know, because her and the Pirate King are a thing, and the king doesn't take too kindly when people look on what's his with greed, if that makes sense. Sorry, let me put it in a way you would understand, Kill. Unfortunately for you, she's off limits, especially here.
Understood.
I'm sorry, bud.
Yeah, I guess, it's like they always say, the blue yonder is my woman, right?
Yeah, my heart's breaking, man. Tell you what, after this one, I already told Snargle, we're going to take a bit of a vacation after this one. We'll find someone for you.
Hell yeah, that's sick.
But until then, and I hammer the wall a couple times with my hand, we're still doing business here, so put your game face on, bud.
Okay. Scene wipe to the five of us now having emerged from the owl. It could fly again with some serious TLC. It's not like heading for the scrapyard or anything, but it's definitely not going to fly right now. So, as far as you could tell, Snargle, this was the right asteroid. This is supposed to be where Uriah Flint is, so, I mean, that's good. And you're already under the surface, so presumably he wasn't living on the barren wasteland of the surface part of the asteroid. So, somebody's got to be somewhere. This cave's as good a start as any, or this tunnel, I should say, is as good as any.
Snargle relays these facts to the rest of the crew.
Obviously, the tunnel is very, very dark. Snargle, you can see just fine, thanks to your innate night vision. Everyone else will need some sort of. There's a light source somewhere. So someone is a torch or something.
Yeah, I grabbed some flares from the ship before we go.
Yeah.
Snargle will stay 20 or 30 feet ahead. Snargle doesn't want his eyes blinded by torches.
Give us a shout. You know the whistle. Give us the whistle if you see anything.
Mm-mm.
Snargle will exclaim loudly and swear if something bad happens to Snargle.
Right, I've told you about using the whistle, but you know what? The swearing and the exclamations are fine.
Snargle thinks you will get the message.
Exactly.
The five of you continue walking through the tunnel. It's cavernous and echoey and dark. The fall, a drip of water becomes a huge, loud cacophony. A step on a pebble becomes a huge chorus. So the echoing here is eerie and jarring, and any sort of mumbling or whatever is amplified, 100 times, kind of thing. So the walk through the cavernous tunnel is uninterrupted. You weave this way and that, looking for a sign of another person or civilization or whatever it is. And as you head down one tunnel into what you can see is going to open up into a more cavernous, sort of like central area, there is something the three of you should know that Lady Blackbird and I have not mentioned about Uriah Flint.
Okay.
She doesn't stop walking, but she continues on. There is little to be done about it now, of course, and I wasn't going to mention it because I was not going to mention Lady Blackbird's own powers. But since it is now out in the open that she is a Stormblood, you should know that Uriah Flint is a Flameblood.
Okay.
He is not just a powerful sorcerer, he is one of the powerful sorcerers.
Okay.
Like big magic?
Flame magic. Fire. That's his specialty.
And this is something we're not supposed to know. So I'm not going to mention this ever again unless he brings it up to me. And I would suggest, and I turn to Kale and Snargle, but mostly Kale, I suggest that you don't bring it up either, guys.
I
Yeah,
assume
this
Snargle's
whole-
actually not within hearing range of this quiet
Oh,
conversation.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
He is ahead of us.
Yeah, and this conversation also, like, I imagine Natasha would have been kind of a little behind looking at stuff on her own.
Yes, of course.
She
Yeah.
obviously knows what you're going to talk about.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for letting me know. We're not going to bring it up, but it's good. It's good to know. He's like expecting us, right?
Yes, of course.
I
Mages can
know.
sense each other.
I know it sounds like it's a fucking weird question to ask now that we've come this far, but like, I don't know, something with this is sitting wrong with me. We got shot down. Like, we're here, right? And we got shot down. I don't know. I don't like this. Something smells wrong to me.
We were shot down.
Yeah, we were shot down.
I had assumed we had hit something.
Oh, that wasn't made clear. No, we was shot down.
Well, the remnants are rife with pirates. Obviously. She kind of, like, rolls her eyes at her own stupid comment. But Captain Flint is expecting us. Mages can sense each other. And someone as powerful as Lady Blackbird or Captain Flint can sense from a great distance away.
Okay, good to know.
Speaking of which,
Hmm.
did
Speaking- Well, I was going to say, speaking of which, one of the reasons why we're walking the way we are is because you can sense Uriah Flint.
okay.
So, as we enter the large cavern, you can see sitting up on sort of just a raised part of the chamber on sort of a throne carved out of the very stonework of the cavern sits a very, very gruff, muscle-bound guy. A few quote-unquote cool scars adorn his face. He's got the like Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart sort of bald thing going on, where he's got hair on the sides, but he's mostly bald on top. And he's got like a big sort of bushy beard. He's got it's nice. It's kept, but it's a pretty thick.
Okay, you're reminding me
beard.
of I
No.
forget his name, but the dude from Cowboy Bebop.
Like Jet, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Except rather than being black, Uriah is like Mediterranean kind of in his skin tone. And then she's just kind of like very, very muscular. Got sort of a loose, sort of fitting vest and that kind of thing going on. And he's sort of like rotating one hand around, kind of like you would if you were holding a wine glass,
Mm.
and you're just kind of swirling the liquid.
hmm
And he seems like just sort of like dazed. And you can see every so often a little ember shoots up from his thumb as if he was like playing with a lighter. Except, of course, there is no lighter in his hand. So,
Yeah.
And he just has sort of like a 1,000-yard stare going on as you enter the cavern.
Well, Captain, we've made it to our destination. I can't see too far ahead, but well, I don't need to see who I'm sensing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, we'll just hang back, obviously. This is sort of your reunion.
Right.
So, give us a shout if you need anything. Otherwise, we're going to be back here by the door.
I will go with you, my lady.
I look at the captain, and I sort of, in an aside, a little bit of an aside,
Mhm.
I say, "So, if we're done here, can't we just leave them and get the hell out?"
Well, I mean, no, we got to talk with Uriah about supplies to fix this ship. We can't fly right now.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, and my character turns back. Captain, I suggest sticking around for a minute. I still might need of your service.
Sure. Yeah. But like I said, we'll be here. We like I said, we can't leave. So you go do your thing, and we'll, once all the hellos, how's it been, kind of, you know, once that part's out of the way, we can figure it out.
And she's turned back around at this point and just kind of gives you like a side hand, yep, gotcha. And then yeah, I guess me and Naomi approach the. Sorry, Naomi and I.
Yeah,
approach-
you're a noble. Get it right.
I'm an illiterate noble, okay?
No.
All the books I've been reading, they've been picture books.
Yeah.
No, actually. Yeah. So how big is the cavern?
It's huge. This place could house a big feast or something like that. So it's like banquet hall sized. So, and obviously been sort of carved out, hollowed out of the asteroid on
Okay.
purpose. So,
Based on
maintained in some way.
what we can see, I'm assuming we can only see him, and there's nobody else.
Yeah, and the only reason you can see him so clearly is because, like I said, he's sort of erratically lighting flames on his hand. And he's just, like I said, he's got this sort of 1,000-yard stare. He doesn't seem to notice you making the walk towards him.
How
Maybe-
well
Yeah.
how well did I know this person?
It was kind of like a summer of passion kind of
Okay.
encounter.
So
So-
we were young, we were nobles, we were horny.
Well, you were a noble. He was the king of the pirates.
Right, yeah.
So, you...
King's
yeah,
an
he-
ability.
I was
Ah,
about
yeah,
to say
it's
the same thing.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, you were young, you were nobles, you were horny. That's a great way of thinking about it. Yeah. You both, of course, could sense that you each were sorcerers. So it was one of those we can't hurt each other by accident kind of thing.
Okay,
So-
and it was basically once the thing was over, I had to go back and
Yeah.
resume my duties. But I always thought of him.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's been 8 long years, kind of thing.
Okay,
So- And then once the arranged marriage happened, it was like, oh well, I know someone I can go to.
right.
So,
That's a long time. Damn.
yeah.
Nye? This is, I guess, as
Yeah.
we're walking up.
Yeah.
What do I say? It's been so long.
Tell him how you feel. Tell him the truth, my lady. Is he always like this?
I don't remember him being like this, but well, 8 years does kind of change people. Well, to be exact, 8 years, 4 months, and 7 days. But who's counting, right?
Certainly not me. Almost in response to that whole exchange, Flint speaks. His voice is got that strong sort of just smooth, jazz singer kind of vibe to it. Just says, he speaks, and the voice, Natasha, is very familiar. Voices don't usually change once they're an adult, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But what he's saying isn't adding up to a lot. They're in trouble. Lost. Nebula. Stars. I can see them. Ripped apart. Trouble. No. They have to escape. SOS. 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 And he looks at the 2 females approaching him. Can you save them? They're in danger. I can't save them. And in a moment, he stands, and a bright flash fills the cavern, His hands are awash in flame as he summons fireballs into them, and his eyes glow with a bright flame of their own. No, I must save them. You can't be here. Uriah Flint is intent on burning this cavern and everyone in it. Cyrus Vance, you have the puck. Would you like to go first? Or give it to someone else?
Yeah, Cyrus will go first. I'm gonna let Natasha go first.
Okay.
Okay.
How far away am I at this point?
You're probably more within the ballpark of like
About 20 feet?
20. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So within a standard actions movement away.
Whatever. Yeah.
When he first starts doing that, I stop moving forward and even take a step back. I imagine Naomi tries to like put an arm in front of me to be like, no, you need to stop.
Yeah. So she's got one arm in front of you and the other one's like in a fist, like ready to jump or whatever. So.
And yeah, I try to address him. Raya, what are you talking about? My love, what are you doing? It's me. It's Natasha. I've come all this way to see you.
You're a voice. It pulls on my heart, but I cannot get the other voice out. They're in pain. I must rescue them.
Who? What? Let me help you.
The emblem of gold. It speaks to me. I cannot deafen it.
I guess that's my turn.
Yeah. Who are you passing the puck to?
Kind of want to pass it to Naomi and see what she ends up doing.
Okay.
At this point, it's kind of like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. Uriah Flint is mad, my lady. He speaks of nonsense. She lowers her head. Forgive me. I will not kill him, but he is a threat to us. And she rushes him, or tries to.
Okay.
I'm going to use bodyguard. Her intent here is to defend you more so than it is to harm anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Threats, that makes sense. This guy's a threat. Defend.
What? No.
Her intention is to make sure he does not get to you. Disarm. Yeah, because what she's really wanting to do is just make sure he doesn't hurt anyone. Restrain, that would be good.
She wants to rip off his arms? Yep. Got it.
Restrain.
Yeah, where'd the fire come from?
Yeah, exactly. And delay? Yeah, okay. 6 + 1 is 7.
Makes
And
sense.
Naomi uses the fact that she is played by the GM to know that this is an important role, and adds 2 dice from her own pool as well.
What?
So,
How'd you know that?
Who
what?
told you?
Who told you? So, I forgot to do the
29?
control, sorry.
Damn.
Damn.
You got 1,
29
2, 3,
successes.
4, 5.
5. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, well, I did spend 2 extra dice. Naomi runs forward, and in reaction, Uriah Flint summons like a field of flame around him. But Naomi just jumps through it. You can tell she didn't get through unsinged, literally, as parts of her clothes catch fire, and you can see it searing her flesh. And she runs up and does like a cop style, like grab the arm, put it behind the back kind of thing, and tries to push Uriah down onto the ground. But he's really strong, even for her. And he resists enough, and ends up kind of, the two of them end up kind of locking in place with her having the arm behind him, but just kind of like in this perpetual state of trying to push him down onto his knees, and him kind of just like flexing to keep himself standing.
Damn.
So you just have this image of the two of them kind of like pushing against each other. I pass the puck to Snargle.
Snargle time. What does Snargle do?
The whole classic catchphrase. It's Snargle time.
Put it on the t-shirts.
If
Snargle,
though.
having overheard some of the conversation, heard mention of something about a gold icon, and how the Pirate King couldn't get voices out of his head somehow related to it. So Snargle is now looking around for anything that might meet this description.
Cool. Okay. What do you think you should roll for that?
Let's do some... Let's do some sly, I think. Gonna get some crafty and sneaky in this, since I'm hiding in the shadows and trying to find information while being on the sidelines.
Okay.
And that, unfortunately, is all I can throw in there, so I'm also going to throw 3 from my pool in.
Okay. So sly, crafty, sneaky is 3 plus 1 is 4. You're adding 3 more, so that's 76.
Mm-hmm.
76?
76?
That's 5 successes, baby!
Damn.
Supernatural.
Wow. That's,
Snargle
you guys
time.
are crazy. You guys are crazy on the Snargle time, the best catchphrase.
It's Snargle time.
You do find this quote-unquote emblem of gold, but not around the cave, on Uriah Flint's person. There is a 3-pronged golden emblem that has been pinned or attached to in some way Uriah Flynn's vest that he's wearing.
Okay. Then Snargle, as soon as he's figured out where he thinks this pin is located, shouts out, "The pin! Bishop, the pin!"
I am busy.
Snargle regrets this. Somebody else, the pin.
I'll regret it.
Okay, who are you passing it to? We got Kale or Cyrus?
Let's send it to Kale. He's
Okay.
sick at this kind of thing.
Fuck, it's sick.
Dick.
That pin is sick. Kale is going to, hearing you call out about the pin, he's going to put 2 and 2 together for once, and then he's going to rush over to where Naomi and Mr. Flint, to where they are. He's going to rush, and he's going to basically try to take the pin off of him while
Yeah.
he's grappled.
Makes perfect sense to me.
So for that, I think the roll should be, I'm going to roll for tricky. I'm going to do quick. I'm going to do contortionist, because I assume that he's all wrapped up in a sort of way, and I'm
Yes.
going to have to reach around him.
Yes.
I'm going to use escape, because I'm
Escape.
escaping the pin off of him.
Okay. Yeah, I
That's
like
the way
that.
to say it.
I'm going to unlock.
Escape.
I'm
That's
going to
great.
unlock sleight of hand and use that, I guess.
Oh,
Can I do
right.
that?
Yeah, you have 5 XP?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
spend it and unlock it, baby.
Yeah, and I'll use sleight of hand because that makes sense.
Okay.
And so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Tricky, quick, escape, contortionist. Yep. Sleight of hand is 5 plus 1 is 6. You have 6 right now. Do you want to add anything to that?
32 dice pool. I have. Oh, I still have a few. I'm gonna add 2. What's that put
Okay.
me at?
8. Puts you at 8
Eight?
total.
All right.
4. Okay. Excellent. You managed to slip around and grab the emblem off of his vest with his still unfettered arm. Uriah reaches sort of behind you and blasts you with searing flame, knocking you back off the platform. Your hand is clutching the emblem, as it were, but you are well, you need to stop, drop, and roll, my friend.
Uh,
Ugh.
Right.
Or have someone help you put it out.
Right.
So,
or just stay on fire.
So then I fly back. I fly
yeah,
back in searing pain,
so
screaming,
yeah, absolutely. So,
and I pass it to the captain.
yep.
Right.
All you.
Yeah, I start rushing towards everything that's going on over there.
Mhm.
How on fire is Kale?
Like, he needs to, like, get the fire stamped out very soon.
All right, I take my jacket off and I start trying to smother the flames with it.
Okay.
Where am I being burned, by the way?
Everywhere.
He got you, like, in the chest.
In the chest? Okay.
So your clothes have caught fire. Like, it's, like, yeah. It's painful.
Man, you on fire.
You
So-
you said this place could be used for a banquet. Is there
Mhm.
like banquet stuff set up?
Yeah, there's some, like, tables and
Are
chairs.
there like
and that
pitchers
kind
of water?
Yeah, baby?
Yeah, I dump a pitcher of water on him.
Okay. Give me a roll that represents you getting over there, thinking like cool-headed and pulling it off.
Yep, I'll be using Survivor, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Run,
Yep.
Grounge, because I found that water.
Yes.
I'm going to use Tough, because whatever the water doesn't get out, I'm going to just start trying pat out with my bare hands.
Right. Okay. That's fine.
And you know what the hell? I'll unlock Medic, and I'll use that as well.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, makes perfect sense. So 5 + 1 is 6. Do you want to add anything to that?
No, I'll take 6.
Okay, go ahead for it.
Oof. Still not so bad.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting. I'm not like opposing a person, so 2 might get me there.
Two
Could
is
be
fine.
a very fierce fire.
Two is fine. You put the fire out. So Kale's gonna need looking over by a doctor or something like that at some point, but he'll be okay. He's going to live.
Do I have time to speak?
You try to speak, but all you really want to tell everyone else about is how they're in danger and they need saving.
Danger. Save. You need to be saved.
Even as Kale starts talking mumbo jumbo, Uriah Flint stops struggling against Naomi and kind of drops to his knees and kind of just goes like dazed for a moment. Bishop, realizing that Uriah has been subdued, jumps down off the platform, runs over, grabs the emblem out of Kale's hands, and crushes it. And Kale, that knocks you back to your senses. Other than the fact that you are still in a lot of pain from having been set on fire.
Yeah, I'm like either screaming or just unable to speak. The pain is so immense.
You'll live, Kale. That was very brave.
I bet I'll get a sick burn scar after this.
I'm sorry I called you a loser. And she just walks away.
Snargle is thinking Kale will get a collection of cool burn scars.
Hell yeah.
Oh boy, do I have the king of headaches. Get it? King of headaches? Because I'm the king of the pirates, baby.
Oh my, there's my Raya that I remember.
I look at Blackbird as soon as he says some dumb shit like that. I look at Blackbird with a look that can only be described as my eyebrows say, "Fucking really?" And
yeah, go ahead.
I walk over to the table and I try and find some wine that I can give to Kale to numb the pain.
Right.
And also
Alright,
to yourself to numb the pain.
Drink this, bud. Drink this.
Oh, sweet.
Flint gets on his feet with a new vigor and like clasps one of your hands, Natasha. Oh, my sweet storm cloud. I found you again.
Oh, my wonderful BBQ baby. It's been so long.
8
Oh.
years, my love.
Hold on. And then just like a quick like gust of wind gets rid of my entire like disguise and my hair is back
Right.
to being blonde, and I was
Right.
wearing these other clothes underneath the entire time.
Yes.
It's like quick change type of thing.
Yes.
There we go. Sorry, I'm surprised you even recognized me looking like that. It really fooled everybody else. And
Well-
Kale, for the first time, you get to see what Lady Blackbird really looks like.
Holy shit.
My love, no disguise in the world could hide you from me. That and I'm a sorcerer, I was able to sense you.
Well, the first one makes a lot more sense, but Well, obviously both of them make sense, but you know what I mean.
Mm.
I hate to ask, but what was that thing?
Oh, that. Yeah. He spins around and sees Kale on the ground. Oh my! My apologies, good sir. Please, I will have one of my servants see to your wounds.
Oh, thanks.
Are there any? Sorry. Nice to meet you, Uriah. Mr. Flint. My liege. Are there any servants? It doesn't seem like there's anyone else here.
Oh, you must be Cyrus Vance.
In the flesh.
I've heard a lot about you, sticking the old bird up to the Empire.
Yeah, any chance I can get. I will say I'm a bit of a fan of yours in that regard.
Anything you need, you got it.
All right, we can. Yeah, there is something, but we can talk about that later.
Honeybun, if you don't mind, I think I can help Mr. Kale there.
Always so thoughtful, my love.
Also, I'm pretty sure if he was in a better state of mind right now, he'd say that was pretty lit. So.
Mm. Naomi Bishop, still working on that scowl, I see. Where's that little... I thought I sensed a goblin enter the cavern. You can come out, little buddy. I'm not gonna hurt you. Well, as long as you don't, try to steal from me or something. Or I don't go crazy again. He scratches his head.
Snargle chooses not to play to stereotypes.
Right, the emblem. It was the weirdest thing, and he kind of collapses back into his throne as he's thinking about it. I guess it was about a week ago or something like that. Maybe a little longer. I felt something. Well, and he's saying this for the benefit of those who aren't magical. Mages can sense disturbances. It's one of the ways well, I always thought it was an evolutionary thing, kept us from those who would hunt us or whatever. There was something going on the surface of my asteroid. Went up to check it, and lo and behold, that little gizmo that, he just looks at the little, dusted pieces on the ground now that Naomi's dropped on the floor. Well, it didn't look like that, but it definitely looked like the thing that your first mate there grabbed, Cyrus. The moment I touched it, I don't know, I just went bonkers. It was like someone else was in my head, telling me I had to do something. It was so urgent. It was so pleading and vibrant. It was soft at first, like a whisper. And, it was weird, but I could ignore it. And I don't know. Whispers turned to talking, and talking turned to shouting, and shouting turned to screams. Jeez. He looks around the empty cavern. You know what? I've probably scared away all my servants with all my crazy talk. But there'll be more servants. I can put on another call. I'm the Pirate King Uriah Flint.
Do you, out of curiosity, do you remember everything that happened in that week? Or is it kind of like a blur?
Really, like a really bad bender. I remember being here, and I remember something of the voice, but I couldn't tell you details or anything.
Out of curiosity, I'm going to ask if you remember something. Just know this, I would never accuse you of anything like this, aside from the fact that you were, as you said, going on kind of a bad bender there. Did you shoot down my ship? Because someone shot down my ship, and the round was superheated. And now that I know that you can do what you can do, it maybe feels like, did you shoot down my ship?
Well, what if I told you that I could replace whatever damage was done as if it was better than it was before?
Right, you're the Pirate King. I know you can do that, and I super appreciate that. I'm really just more worried that, there might be something else out there.
No, it was, yeah. It was me.
Alright, these things happen. Water under the bridge and all that. And that was actually the thing I was going to ask you about later, so that covers that. And, well, gee.
Listen, you guys should stay. The Lady Blackbird and I are going to be married soon. We're going to have a big banquet. The whole 9 yards. Huh, I've never been married before.
And
Yeah,
I
I
haven't been
mean-
to a banquet in over 2 weeks.
I mean, I promised the boys a bit of a vacation, so as long as yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'd love to. I'd love to. I won't speak for my crew.
Well,
Delish.
and Han, now that I'm thinking about it, if you did scare away all the servants and whatnot, we could use a little extra help around the place. If you know what I mean, just
Right. That's with respect. I don't. That's not my line of business.
No. I don't mean cleaning up. I mean like like doing some smuggling stuff and all that. Just the
I
stuff
mean,
you
oh
already
yeah,
do.
that's my line of business. I can do that.
Yeah, no, just the stuff you already do. It's just
Oh,
well,
definitely.
it's been awesome to have you guys around.
Oh, definitely. Captain Vance, you're on retainer. He winks at you.
This
I hold
entire
up my
time
hand.
I've
I hold up my
been,
hand to shake.
Yeah, this
Well-
entire time I've been doing the same thing I was doing to Naomi earlier to
Mhm.
Kale right now.
Yes, absolutely. So
Try to at least reduce the pain.
that's happening in the
Like-
background. I won't have you roll.
Yeah,
'cause
no, that's
it's-
fine.
It's more
I
narrative
use all
interest
my
if you
dice
succeed.
anyways.
Yes, exactly.
A
So
long-term
Kale,
contract for the owl. Snargle loves happy endings.
Kale, you're still hurting, but you feel much better. You're feeling much better after Syri ceased to some of it.
And
So-
the wine. You're welcome, bud.
Yeah, so Kale, you come to, you're feeling much better.
It's
You're
worth the
probably able
effort.
to get to your feet at least. So, could still use a rest, but you're okay. So,
All right.
ooh, this is exciting. Ugh. Well, let's. I'm gonna make some calls, get this banquet going, and tonight we eat, we feast, and we be merry. Assuming your name is Mary, of course. Oh, I crack myself up, and he kind of wanders away.
And I
How
look
could I-
over to Lady Blackbird with an expression that can only be, "Really? This guy?"
But how could I be Mary? I'm already Natasha. That's that was a good one.
Snargle sees they were made for each other.
Yeah, I look at Snargle. Is it just me, or is this?
Humans. Snargle wanders away.
Hey, don't lump me in with them.
And that evening, Uriah Flint hosts a feast better than any of you have ever attended, especially those of you who are on the run smugglers. And there's food galore. There's more alcohol than you've ever really seen in your life, and there's lots of entertainment if you catch my drift. So
Guitar Hero.
at some point, Uriah Flint catches Cyrus Vance during the festivities and kind of comes over and says, "Hey, how you doing there?"
Not too bad. This is quite the banger. I
"Thanks.
appreciate you inviting us.
Only the best." Listen, I contacted the best engineer I got in the Remnants. He says your ship, the Hawk.
Owl?
Thank you. Yes, the Owl should be up and flying by tomorrow.
Wow, that's some turnaround. You just got guys out in the remnants, huh? That's crazy.
Hey, what's good as being a pirate king if you're not, king of the pirates?
Fair enough. Well, I'm glad that all's well that ends well, as it is, as it were.
Well, that's what I wanted to see about Cyrus. And he drops the sort of goofy grin he's been wearing all night and kind of looks at you and says, "You got a thing for her, right?"
Actually, you know what? I did. I won't even lie to you about that. Not anymore. You two are made for each other.
He widens his eyes. You sure?
Yeah, you two, why, are you not looking for a queen? You seem pretty happy to see her.
Of course. She's amazing. She's the best woman I've ever met. But I saw how you looked at her too.
I mean, listen. She's a pretty impressive lady, but you two, like I said, you're made for each other. You're both you're both mages, like, of the highest order. You're a king. She's befitting a queen. Honestly, I travel around a lot. It's not really the life for a lady, especially not a lady quite like her. So, like, yeah, I had a thing for her, but you know what? I got my business, you know? It makes more sense this way.
That's a good man. And he kind of gives you like a brotherly slap on the back. Thank you for being honest. And this way, I don't have to fight you to death for her. So it all
Right.
works
Yeah,
out.
and that's it's one of the benefits of honesty. Yeah, let's have a toast to it.
Yeah.
To us not fighting to the death ever, ever, ever.
Sounds good. Clink.
Clink.
And he like scarfs it all down in one gulp, and he comes.
Likewise.
And the party continues. Bum bum bum.
No conga lines allowed.
Yeah. The merriment and festivities carry on throughout the night, and for many, including even Uriah Flint himself, the emblem of gold that began his craziness begins to fade from his mind. Perhaps others are thinking about it, and the little dusty remains still scatter across the floor even as people continue to dance. The memory of the golden emblem has slipped out of most of the minds of the people as the festive merriments continue, but some are still pondering it, even Snargle making a drawing of it. The physical remnants of it itself has been damaged beyond repair from the powerful Naomi Bishop's hands. If the item was still fully formed, still able to be looked at, studied, and read, someone might have noticed the words etched into the back of the communicator. Property of Starfleet Command.
Bum 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 bum.
And with that, we end this amazing adventure, The Lady Blackbird. Thank you so much. Our final session for 2021.
Damn.
So
Snargle congratulates GM on another great game.
Thank you.
yes, thank you very much. That was incredible.
When are we getting our Netflix series?
That
Would
be
just
a
get
pretty
canceled
badass
after the
Netflix
first
series.
season.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even get through our first season. We would get through halfway, and then they just make a box set out of it. Call it done.
Yeah.
In all fairness, though, we'd have a huge convention following for years
Oh,
and
yeah.
years
Oh,
afterwards.
yeah.
And then 10 years
We have
later, we
one
would get a
movie.
movie, but it just leaves more questions than
Mm,
answers.
yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
and half of us die.
Yeah,
They'd kill Snargle almost
is a fan
immediately.
favorite. Yep.
Yeah.
Snargle spikes the camera. Wait, how does Snargle talk? Well, he just says,
Snargle.
I am a goblin on the wind.
Snargle is a goblin on the wind, yeah.
Snargle should have seen this inevitable betrayal coming.
I can see it. If anyone in this cast plays with toy dinosaurs, it's probably Snargle. So
And then Natasha
I don't know. I think
new
I
powers.
think maybe Kale.
no,
Kale probably has a better call on that, yeah.
You're right. Yeah,
Don't look in my drawers, man.
yeah, that's right.
Dinosaurs
A lot
are
of,
fucking sick.
Dinosaurs are fucking sick.
So sick.
Let's just be honest about this.
I want to ride on a dinosaur, man.
Yeah, well, sure.
Shit.
Riding a dinosaur would be so fucking sick.